Welcome to the latest climate podcast. Here are today's top climate news stories. In Canada, the impact of climate change on national security is becoming increasingly urgent, as highlighted during a recent journalism conference in Seoul. Participants noted that extreme weather events, like wildfires, are overwhelming emergency services and forcing evacuations across the country. The Canadian government is exploring the creation of a new agency to improve disaster response coordination, which could significantly enhance relief efforts. Experts emphasize the need for proactive measures to prevent disasters rather than just reacting to them. This shift in focus is essential for building resilience against climate-related challenges and ensuring communities are better prepared for the future.
The International Court of Justice, ICJ, in The Hague has delivered a groundbreaking advisory opinion emphasizing that countries must fulfill their climate obligations or risk violating international law. ICJ President Yuji Iwasawa highlighted that climate change poses an existential threat to life on Earth. The opinion, which was unanimously supported by 15 judges, indicates that industrialized nations responsible for significant historical emissions have a legal duty to combat climate change. This ruling could reshape future climate negotiations and offers hope for vulnerable nations, particularly small island developing states seeking reparations for climate impacts.
Italy recently hosted the FAO Global Agrifood Biotechnologies Conference in Rome, showcasing exciting innovations in biotechnology aimed at enhancing food security and climate resilience. The joint FAO-IAEA Center highlighted advancements like mutation breeding 2.0, which uses controlled radiation for developing climate-resilient crops. Additionally, breakthroughs in animal health, such as improved vaccines, were discussed, alongside rapid food safety detection tools. Researchers also presented methods to enhance soil health through microbial blends. This conference emphasized the importance of international collaboration and innovative science in addressing global agricultural challenges, paving the way for a sustainable future for farmers and consumers alike.
Greece is facing a significant climate challenge as the beautiful fir trees around Kalavrita are dying due to severe droughts. These majestic trees, once thriving in cooler, moist conditions, are now struggling against pests like wood-boring beetles, which target their weakened state. Katerina Kolarou, head of the local Forest Service, highlights the alarming decline of healthy firs, particularly the famous Abies cephalonica. Additionally, Kostas Lagouvardos from the National Observatory of Athens points out that rising temperatures are leading to less snow cover, further threatening these trees. This situation reflects broader climate trends affecting the Mediterranean region.
In Texas, Occidental is building a carbon-capturing machine called Stratos, aiming to tackle climate change. However, a recent report from the World Meteorological Organization warns that global temperatures may continue to rise, with a slight chance of exceeding 2 degrees Celsius in the next 5 years. Despite the urgency, international efforts still rely heavily on costly negative emissions technologies, which have not performed as expected. Experts emphasize the need for a shift towards renewable energy sources like solar and wind, as these are becoming more affordable and effective in reducing greenhouse gas emissions.
A study from Carnegie Mellon University in Pennsylvania reveals that people often overlook the dangers of climate change due to the boiling frog effect, where gradual changes become normalized. Researchers tested whether presenting climate data in simple binary terms could raise awareness. By comparing temperature graphs to a chart showing whether a fictional lake froze each year, they found that the latter made climate change feel more real. Co-author Rachit Dubey noted that presenting the same data differently can enhance understanding. This approach could lead to better communication strategies about climate change's impact in the future.
In a groundbreaking decision, the International Court of Justice in New Delhi has declared climate change an urgent existential threat, obligating nations to take action. This unanimous ruling emphasizes that countries must reduce greenhouse gas emissions and halt fossil fuel expansion while providing reparations to those affected. The court's opinion, driven by a campaign from students and the government of Vanuatu, sets a strong legal precedent for holding polluters accountable. With upcoming climate negotiations in Brazil, this ruling is expected to inspire greater climate justice and accountability, marking a significant step forward in global climate action.
The International Court of Justice in the Netherlands has made a groundbreaking ruling declaring that nations must legally prevent climate change and could face compensation claims for failing to act. This decision, championed by Vanuatu and supported by many countries, marks a significant victory for climate advocates. It emphasizes that a clean environment is a human right and holds fossil fuel producers accountable. Pacific nations are celebrating this advisory opinion as a powerful tool for future climate negotiations and potential legal actions against polluters. The ruling is seen as a pivotal moment in the global fight against climate change.
In New South Wales, Australia, a significant court ruling has halted the expansion of the Mount Pleasant coal mine, marking a pivotal moment in climate change considerations. The Denman, Aberdeen, Muswellbrook Scone Healthy Environment Group successfully argued that the Independent Planning Commission failed to fully assess local climate impacts. The NSW Court of Appeal emphasized that local effects of climate change must be considered in fossil fuel project approvals. Environmental lawyer Elaine Johnson hailed the decision as groundbreaking, while NSW Greens MP Sue Higginson noted it challenges the previous approach to emissions. The case will return to the Land and Environment Court for further review.
Canada, home to a quarter of the world's wetlands, plays a vital role in combating climate change through its diverse ecosystems. Wetlands cover 14% of Canada's land, providing crucial habitats and carbon storage. They are recognized internationally for their importance, with 37 designated as wetlands of international importance. Despite their value, these ecosystems face threats from climate change and development. Delegates at the recent Ramsar Convention in Zimbabwe are working to protect and restore these wetlands, highlighting their essential role in biodiversity and climate mitigation. Preserving these natural treasures is key for a sustainable future in Canada and beyond.
Orsha, based in Germany, is facing significant challenges as it adapts to changing market conditions. Global sales dropped 3% last year and continued to decline in 2024, prompting the company to announce job cuts and a shift in its business model. CEO Oliver Bloom highlighted the need for cost-cutting measures due to decreased sales, especially in China. Despite this, Porsche is introducing new electric vehicles, including an electric SUV and a fully electric Cayenne. While North America shows some positive trends, the company is re-evaluating its electric vehicle goals amid a competitive market.
India is focusing on critical minerals, essential for clean energy and advanced technologies, to boost its industrial growth and reduce dependence on imports. The National Critical Mineral Mission aims to secure supply chains and enhance domestic exploration, with 195 projects currently underway. However, challenges like high costs and limited processing capacity persist. To tackle these issues, India plans to establish dedicated mineral processing zones and foster international partnerships, particularly with Australia and Argentina. By embracing sustainable mining practices and recycling, India can build a resilient supply chain while promoting community trust and environmental responsibility.
Australia may face legal action following a significant ruling from the International Court of Justice in The Hague, which stated that countries must prevent climate change harm and address damage from greenhouse gas emissions. This advisory opinion allows nations to potentially sue each other over climate impacts. ActionAid Australia emphasized the ruling as a wake-up call for the government to take urgent action, including transitioning away from fossil fuels. Vanuatu's Minister for Climate Change Adaptation hailed the decision as a historic acknowledgement of the climate crisis, highlighting the need for accountability and stronger commitments to protect the environment and human rights.
The Trump administration's new plan to accelerate the artificial intelligence sector has sparked significant backlash from climate advocates. The initiative aims to reduce regulations for data centers and semiconductor manufacturing, which are known to heavily impact the environment. Critics argue this approach prioritizes corporate interests over public health and safety, especially in low-income communities already facing pollution. In response, over 90 advocacy groups have called for a People's AI Action Plan focused on sustainability and public well-being. This ongoing debate highlights the tension between technological advancement and environmental protection in the United States.
In the United States, climate and indigenous rights activists protested outside Wells Fargo's offices in New York City and San Francisco, leading to 7 arrests. The demonstrations highlighted the bank's recent abandonment of climate commitments, despite its significant investments in fossil fuels. Activists criticized Wells Fargo for financing projects that contribute to the climate crisis and for its ties to controversial companies. The protests are part of a larger campaign aimed at holding corporations accountable for their environmental impact and promoting social justice. Organizers plan ongoing actions to pressure Wells Fargo to reinstate its climate goals and support workers' rights.
India is poised to enhance its global image by helping climate refugees from Tuvalu, a South Pacific island threatened by rising sea levels. Australia has launched a special visa program for these refugees, and India can convert them into skilled workers through training in IT and software development. This approach not only aids those fleeing their homes, but also strengthens India's diplomatic ties in the region, countering China's influence. With successful models like Zoho leading the way, India can showcase its IT expertise and create a positive impact, turning challenges into opportunities for both refugees and host nations.
For more climate news, make sure to download the Change Your Climate app from the Apple App Store or Google Play Store. Please note, these stories were AI-generated from real news sources, which isn't always perfect. If you have any concerns or questions about the news contained in this podcast, please reach out to us. Thank you, and see you tomorrow.